Session 3, contraceptive devices. In the previous session, I have told about the need for birth control, the why there should be a birth control, and what are the important devices that is used by both male and female in order to reduce the birth control. So there are various methods for the prevention of birth control that can be done with contraceptive devices. Let us come to the definition of contraceptions or contraceptive devices. So the prevention of pregnancy or conception is called as contraception, and the devices that is used for contraceptions are called contraceptive devices. So there are following methods used as a contraceptive devices. One is total abstinence. It is not as device. It is just the conception is prevented when the couple abstains from intercourse, and this is a real sure way of preventing the conceptions. This is what is called as total abstinency. The second method is abstinency during fertile period. The third one is spermicidal substances in the vagina. The fifth one is douching. The next one is occlusive diaphragm, alternating cervical mucus, intrauterine contraceptive devices, suppression of ovulation, tubectomy, withdrawal, condom or sheath, suppression of spermatogenesis, vasectomy, and abortion. So, by all this method, one can prevent the pregnancy. Let us discuss one by one what this devices means. First, I told that abstinency during fertile period, where the couple has to abstain from intercourse, and this is a safer method of preventing the pregnancy. Next is abstinency during the fertile period. That is also called as a calendar method. Here, women, each menstrual cycle has a duration of 28 days. In such women, ovulation occurs on the 14th day of the cycle. Even though it is typical in most women, ovulations may occur any day between 12th and 16th day. The spermatozoa deposited in the female genital tract may survive for 3 days, and the ovum after the release may be alive for 1 day. Hence, if there is an intercourse between the 9th day and the 17th day, pregnancy is possible. So, if you see the calendar month, the period from 9th to 17th day, it is called as a danger period. So, the remaining period, that is from first day of the menstrual cycle to the 8th day, and from 18th day to 28th day, constitute the safer period, and in the safer period the pregnancy will not occur. So, this is what is called as abstinence during the fertile period. Next is spermicidal substances in vagina. So, what is meant by spermicidal substances in vagina? These are some of the chemicals which kill or immobilize the spermatozoa, and these chemicals are inserted into the vagina prior to the intercourse, and these chemicals immobilizes the spermatozoa that is deposited in the vagina. So, this is what is called as spermicidal substances in vagina. Next one is douching. And this pregnancy can be prevented to a certain extent by douching the vagina with a spermicidal solution immediately after the intercourse. And the solution washes away the spermatozoa. So you can see some of the spermicidal substances in the vagina. So it may be in the form of spermicidal foam. It may be in the form of contraceptive film, or it may be in the form of contraceptive inserts or tablets, suppositors, a spermicidal jelly, a cream, or contraceptive sponges. As spermicidal substances in the vagina, the cream or jelly, it is in the form of Nanoxanol 9 N9 in the form of foam, that is menfijol, in the form of film, benzalkonium chloride BZK, suppositories, and foaming tablets. In this all basis, the spermicidal substances can be found. Douching. The pregnancy can be prevented to a certain extent by douching the vagina with the spermatidal substances immediately after the intercourse. So this solution kills or washes away the spermatozoa. This is what is called as a douching. The chemical that is used during the douching, that is, it is vaginal douching. Next is occlusive diaphragm. Occlusive diaphragm, these are ready-made rubber or plastic diaphragm which can be placed over the cervix uteri. So the diaphragm are cup-shaped, it is or dome-shaped. When this diaphragm is placed in the cervix uterus, it prevents the entry of spermatozoa into cervical canal, and that prevents the fertilization. This is occlusive diaphragm. Alternating cervical mucus. The motility of the sperm in the cervical canal is accelerated in the cervical mucus. The chemical is used is chloromethane acetate. Next is intrauterine contraceptive devices. So it is otherwise called as IUCD. It is a form of plastic material inserted into the uterine cavity and left there undisturbed for 3 years. And the plastic device are in the form of Lippis loop or copper T, or it is in the form of safety coil. This is a plastic intrauterine devices that is inserted in the uterus, and it is left for 2 to 3 years so that she can prevent pregnancy. So how it is inserted into the uterus, the IUD. Next is suppression of ovulation. Pregnancy can be prevented by the suppressing ovulations. So this is done by using oral contraceptives which are available in the form of tablets, or it is available in the form of a capsule. This is an oral contraceptive tablet which contains high concentration of the progesterone and low concentration of estrogen hormones. This tablet should be taken for 21 days continuously, starting from the 5th day of the menstrual cycle and finishing on the 16th day. Bleeding usually occur on the 28th day, and the next course of tablets should begin again on the 5th day of the next cycle. So she can use the oral contraceptive tablets in order to prevent the pregnancy, and if she will to get pregnancy, she can discontinue these tablets. So that is in the form of a tablet with estrogen and progesterone coated, so that the suppression of the ovulation is done by taking this oral contraceptive, that is tablets. Next, the permanent method of prevention of pregnancy is tubectomy, that is done for the female. So pregnancy can be prevented successfully by surgical operation in female genital organs, that is includes the removal of ovaries or a part of fallopian tube or the uterus itself. So in tubectomy, the fallopian tubes are cut and the cut ends are made into knots. So this is what is called as tubectomy. Next method is withdrawal. Coitus takes place in the normal way, but when the penis is withdrawn just before the ejaculation of the spermatozoa, so the fusion of the gametes, that is male and the female gametes, the egg and the sperm, so that sperm fertilizations can be prevented and pregnancy can be prevented. So this is another method of birth control. And you can just see the how the tubectomy is done. This is the fallopian tube. Here it is cut and the knots are made and it is ligated. So that prevents the entry of the egg and the fusion with the sperm during fertilization. The next method is condom or sheath, that is used by the male. In this method, the penis is completely covered by a rubber sheath during the intercourse. It prevents the ejaculation in the vagina. So the rubber sheath may be thin or it may be thick. It is Nirod. It is a familiar condom, that is washable sheath. It can be used repeatedly after washing. This is a condom or a sheath. The last method is abortion. Is it expulsion of conception's product from the uterus? It is done by physician. It is a birth control method and it should be done before 20th week of gestation. Next is suppression of the spermatogenesis. The drugs which suppresses the spermatogenesis, that is in the male, he has to take a pill which suppresses the spermatogenesis. What is that? Suppression of the spermatogenesis. I told you that it is in the form of a tablets that if it is consumed by the male, it will prevent it will suppresses the spermatogenesis. Next is vasectomy. Vasectomy, it is also a surgical operation done in the male. In vasectomy, the vas deferens is cut on the side of the testes and the cut ends are made into knots, and this operation is simple and completed within 20 minutes. So here you can see the vas deferens. Where the side, the cut, and it is ligated. That prevents the passage of spermatozoa. Next is abortion. What is meant by abortion? It is an expulsion of conception product from the uterus and it is done by a physician. It is also one of the birth control method and it should be done before the 20th week of gestation, and in medical terminology it is called as MTP, that is medical termination of pregnancy. D and C, that is dilation and surgical curettage. In MTP, the cervix is dilated with the instrument and the embryo is sucked out. This is what is called as MTP, that is medical termination of the pregnancy. That is the last method of prevention of the pregnancy, what is called as an abortion. So these are the methods that are used in order to prevent the pregnancy. Thank you.